Hey guys, Matt from Ascension Props here. It's been really long weekend. I just got back from Anime Banzai. Well, yesterday was a day off. I stayed here and took a break. But it was a lot of fun. First off, I debuted the robot that you've all seen me building. I'm trying to find some footage of it actually in motion. There should be some cosplay contest bits in there soon, but there's a whole ton of pictures up on my Facebook, and I'll put links down below so that everybody can see what everybody took that I've been able to find. It was really exciting. We managed to get the robot up there in one piece, which was helpful. The first day, I spent about an hour waiting for things to start to pick up. Then I went up, put the robot on, and walked it the whole way down, which was kind of a mistake. My brother can attest to this. He was my handler for the weekend. It took about 15 to 20 minutes to go what normally is a 2 or 3 minute walk. Yeah, the first day was pretty fun. I didn't really do much because, again, I was in the robot for the first quite a bit. Wore it in hour and a half long stints, took a half-hour break afterwards, sat near it. People still kept taking pictures even when I was out of it, which was fun. While I was in it, people were loving it, especially with the arm movements and walking around and whatnot. It was a pretty big hit. Of course, something that was kind of interesting were there were so many people that really weren't paying attention. Half of them that saw me would walk in front of me and go and turn and then see me for the first time, despite walking like 2 feet in front of me. There were also several that were looking at their schedules and ran into my to one of the big arms, despite me having it up and out of the way and having a handler there to keep people from doing that. Luckily, it was made out of foam, so I didn't kill anybody. Around 6 o'clock, I took it off for the rest of the day. I went and decided against my better judgment, but thought it'd be fun anyway. I decided to get into the cosplay contest. I wasn't going to be able to compete since it was an original design and it wasn't anime. Not that being non-anime is bad and not accepted. It's just they prefer anime since it's specifically an anime convention. But I signed up for the expo, which is basically just a walk on, do some poses, walk off. You can't really earn any major awards, but you can still get like judges awards, staff picks, things like that, which, what the heck, right? In fact, last year, if you guys remember, I was given a judge's pick, a judge's award for my N7 armor. He thought it looked very, very like the game. In fact, the guy's a major Mass Effect fan, so that helped. Um, but for the robot, yeah, I thought I'd have some fun, put it in the expo. What was really fun was later that night, I did the props and armor panel again. This time I did it with my friend Zach from Quantum Entanglement Props. Again, links down below to his page. We had a lot of fun. We bantered back and forth. It was great that the room was packed again. And unfortunately, I feel really, really bad because the line, just like last year, went out back into the main hallway, and they cut off the line and had to close the door, which was kind of sad. Last year, they weren't as adamant about closing it off because one of the hotel slash convention location policies is you have to have a seat in the panel rooms, which is sad because they're really small. Some of it feels like that you can only fit like 21, like 30, 40 people in there. I think it fits up to 50, but don't quote me on that. Either way, though, they're not very big panel rooms, and it's a very, very popular panel, which is sad, which means that quite a lot of people weren't able to come to it. So, but those that were able to make it, we had a lot of fun. We bantered back and forth, Zach and I. I hope somebody got a video recording of it because we forgot to record it ourselves. But if I find that, I'll post a link to it. And then after that panel, we just went home to bed. The panel was put at 9 p.m. and we still had people that were showing up for it. 9 o'clock was also the big ball that they had going on, which makes it even more surprising that so many people were there for our panel. I'm just glad people like it, and that those that come find enough information to be able to start making their own stuff, which is neat. So Saturday was interesting, to say the least. We didn't get up to the convention center until about 11 in the morning. We both decided to sleep in because we had been there on Friday from 8:30 in the morning till like 10:30 at night, which is cool. But having the robot taking up most of the time, we really weren't able to do anything. I was extremely tired. She was extremely tired having to take care of the baby. But we made it through it. So we slept in a little bit longer. Got up there, like I said, at about 11. I didn't wear the robot for quite as much, partly because I was tired and partly because, again, the cosplay contest was that night. So I wore it for about an hour and then a half hour break in between still. Same thing, a whole lot of pictures, whole lot of people that saw it suddenly. I actually had a chance during one of the breaks to go around Artist Alley and the dealer's room, the exhibit hall as they called it. Unfortunately, didn't seem like a lot of different stuff. I saw Chase there. Him and his etched glass, which is really neat. I'd definitely check him out if you're local here. He makes some really neat stuff. But other than that, it was the same artists, the same people making the jewelry. In the dealer's room, it was all the same stuff. Uh, Both days there was a line that not only went from the main hallway where dealer's room is, but it snaked around the Eclipse hallway right in front of where most of the panels are and where main events is. And half the time, that line was basically the only people that were there, and it was blocking everything. So it was a little hard to get around. And then when you got into the dealer's room, it was actually quite empty, which means they weren't letting in as many people as they could have. I kind of understand because it's a really small area, considering, but they've had more people in there and it's been just fine. So like I said, I understand why they don't have as many people in there, so it doesn't crowd and so people don't run into each other or get hurt or anything like that. But they could have let a few more people in. So I couldn't wear my robot during into the hallway because the door would have blocked it anyway. They had the bars in the middle. I was lucky enough to make it into the Eclipse area where I basically stood the whole time. I did wander outside with the thing, but it was the only place I could fit. And even if I could fit into the other place, I wouldn't have wanted to go through because that's where everybody walks through. It gets extremely crowded right there in the middle. Because you have registration and then the hallway, the one big hallway that meets everything. It goes straight to the art show. It goes straight to the Artist Alley dealer's room. It's what connects up to where I was hanging out over by Eclipse. And all the panel rooms. It gets very crowded very quickly, and my robot would have taken up the whole hallway anyway, so I wasn't going in there regardless. So it was actually funny. One of my friends who was a volunteer staff that day said, "Please don't come in here." Like I said, I don't blame him, and I wasn't gonna anyway. But yeah, it was crazy. Didn't really go to any other panels because again, I was focusing on the robot so that people could see me, that I could spread me, and I really wasn't going anywhere anyway. There weren't panels that I really wanted to see other than the ones I was running because a lot of the panels are the same every year, and a lot of the new ones are from stuff I really don't know and or care about. To be honest, I'm more of a video game guy, so hanging out at an anime convention isn't really my cup of tea. But I've been going since pretty much year two. I think I've missed 1 year other than the first one. And it's been a lot of fun regardless. Mostly now I go to hang out with friends and again to spread my name and to have some fun. So, and then that's pretty much what the robot was: spread my name, have some fun, see if I could survive. So, but later that day was the costume contest, cosplay contest. They let myself and Ethan, the other guy that was in the really big costume, they let us go around back and let us straight to backstage, which was neat. We were the only two major, huge costumes this year, which is interesting because it was a mech theme, mech and giant robot and things like that, which is why I made my robot, besides the fact that I wanted to. I just wanted to fit the theme for that. While we were backstage there, my brother Steven was with me. I want to give a major shout out to him because he was a huge help for me throughout this whole experience, which I shall now relate to you. It was kind of crazy. I hate to say it, but here goes. So we get back there. I get my stuff put down and out of the way because I wasn't going to wear it the whole time. At least I wasn't planning on it. I chatted with Ethan. We bantered back and forth a bit because we'd been seeing each other for the past few years and been having a lot of fun. Around 5 o'clock, we get told that it's going to be starting soon. So, since the ramps were kind of small, which was a whole nother issue, uh, we decided that I should probably get into my suit fairly soon, so that I wasn't going to be blocking that ramp. Like I said, the ramp was very small. At first, we didn't think I was going to be able to go up it, so we talked to a staff member who went and asked a couple other people, and then we got told that nobody was going to use the ramp. Everybody was going to enter in through the side, go up the stairs, get onto the stage, exit the other side, and then go out to the audience. And then this is where the fun begins. We were told by another staff member that we were going to go outside, go up the stairs, show off on stage, go down the stairs, and then circle our way back to the back of the stage. And then we were told by another staff member, no, we were going to use the ramp. And then another staff member told us one thing, and another staff member told us one thing, and another staff member told us one thing. And then the first staff member told us, no, this is the way it's going to be. So we asked them finally, well, we've been told this and this and this, what exactly is going on? They weren't quite sure. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of talk between staff members. Not to harp on Aletha, she was amazing. She's the cosplay contest head. She was absolutely amazing. She was doing everything she could. In fact, I don't think half the people that were giving us these answers even bothered to talk to her, which is why everything was so disorganized. Like I said, I don't blame her at all. So like I said, she was absolutely awesome. But we'll get to that. So anyway, we decided to keep the robot on. It's about 5:30 at this point because I put it on at 5. The thing still hasn't started. My brother's still going around trying to figure out what's going on. They told us they told Stephen and I that we needed to go over to one side because we were going to go outside and get a quick picture before the thing. Found out that door had a bar in it. There was no way I was going through it, so I had to walk all the way back to where I was. And delay after delay, more people telling us more things, other people telling us other things. Finally, 6 o'clock rolls around. It's an hour late, and we finally start. Then Aletha comes back to me because I had started. I was hurting. I had been wearing it for an hour. I wasn't expecting to wear it that long yet, and we hadn't even started yet up to that point. I incorrectly remembered from the last year that I thought it was first the kids, and then it was the expo, and then they did the main stuff, the official cosplayers divisions. But I was wrong. The expo was last. Aletha came back and apologized to me for that and asked if there was anything that we could do to help me out. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot. I asked if I could go to the other side of the ramp and rest over there because it was the right height for me to put the top part down. Unfortunately, all the stage crew stuff was over there, and there was no way for that to move. And half the people were using the ramp anyway on the other side, so I couldn't sit it over there. By this point, it was getting extremely hard to hold the thing up. I was in a lot of pain. Uh, Stephen could tell. The one volunteer that was back there who offered to help to make sure that I was going to be able to get up the ramp, which we've decided that I would be able to fit through the bars there and get up the ramp safely. It'd just be kind of a tight fit. But she offered to help, but then she kept getting pulled away by everyone else, which is understandable because she's stage crew, she's volunteer, she goes where they tell them. But lucky for me, there was an awesome cosplayer back there. Went as King Cosma from the movie Summer Wars. She was amazing. She absolutely helped me out. There was also the husband of the lady in the automatic wheelchair who was an amazing mechanized character from Vocaloid. She comes every year. She's got some awesome costumes. She's got the greatest personality. I want to thank her extremely because she was supposed to go on right before us, and she did. But because I was so big, we kind of had to ask her if she could start going up a lot earlier than she would have had to. So we didn't go out of order. She wasn't on stage earlier than she should have been, but we did kind of have to push her up the ramp earlier than she would have needed to, and for that I extremely apologize. But her husband was also a good help. We finally found a table that I could rest back on, which really helped. My brother, who's also got a bad knee, even at one point lifted up the thing so that I could relax my shoulders because that's where all the weight was. It was all on here, even though there was a band around my waist to keep it even. It was all top heavy, so it's all right here. So, but finally, I got up on stage. I did my thing. I got out. Well, off stage, I basically tossed the thing off, put it in the corner, and collapsed. Yeah, I had to lay down. It was really, really bad. They even got the medical guys to me to help me out. Mike, he's a good friend of mine as well, but he's also very, very good EMT. So he helped me out. He originally just got me situated, made sure I was drinking enough water, and then naturally, in the midst of it all, after he left, my old back injury decided it wanted to give out. Oh boy. I was laying down, I was in extreme pain, and it didn't even have anything to do with the backpack. It just decided, you know what, I'm done. So that was hurting. So they brought him back, got me a couple ice packs and some ibuprofen and whatnot, and hung around to see if it was going to get any better, which it did, thank goodness. But it was not a fun experience backstage. I have to say, if I do this robot, or if I do this robot again, I'll be fixing up some stuff, and I will not be wearing it that long, regardless of what's happening. So I, I will admit there was a whole lot of miscommunication, a whole lot of non-communication, and quite a bit of that could have helped avoid the pain that I put myself through, and the stress and everything else which added on to it. But we still made it through, and it was still a lot of fun. I got a lot of cheers. Like I said, as soon as I find the video clip of that section, I'll post it or post a link to it or something because it was a lot of fun, and I want to see it too. So, but other than that, yeah, after the end of it all, once I was able to move around again without as much pain. We went out, watched them give out the awards. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch everything that the guy said. Is the guy that shows up in the box every year with the your favorite mech type thing, or your favorite mech hyper mode was this year. He's really hilarious. He's a really awesome guy. He takes the most pictures as well for the whole things. I think he's official staff regardless of what he does every year. But this year he helped out with the cosplay staff. And like I said, I didn't hear everything that he said, but he called me up for an award. You probably saw the picture of it. Let me see if I can find it. So here it is. Here's the award that I got. Most outside the box cosplay given to me by the guy who wears the box. It was pretty funny. I didn't get to hear much of what he said while he was on stage, but from what I hear, it was pretty heartfelt, and it sounded like he thought I really deserved it, which was really nice. So we also had James here. You can kind of see him right here. He's we had him dressed up in a cool little onesie with it was army green, had boots sewn onto the booties with little painted on uh, shoelaces. And he had a star and two stripes on his arms, and he had a little uh, set of wings on his chest that said "Baby Pilot," which was cute. He was extremely well behaved throughout the whole convention. People actually came up to him, and he would smile right at them and everything. Of course, he's only 4 months old. He hasn't quite learned how to be shy yet, so let's hope you stay that way, huh? But yeah, Sunday the third day, came back. Again, a little bit later in the morning. I got there about 10:30, because I had another panel that I was running. It was the foam panel, foam props and various uses for them. That one, once again, even though it was the first time I ran it and I didn't have a lot of materials prepared for it, that one was also packed and had to turn people away on a Sunday in the morning. And of course, for Banzai, Sunday is the relaxed day where barely anybody comes compared to what it was before, and there aren't as many events, and it ends halfway through the day, so not a lot of people show up. But like I said, it was packed too. And again, a lot of people there that came had been to my previous panels, had talked with me, had been to the panel before on Friday. Uh, there were a lot of people there that were really excited to learn it, and it was really neat. So I'll probably run that panel again. I'll just have more materials and examples for it. So all in all, even though I didn't get around to a lot of the stuff, I still had a lot of fun. I did notice a lot of new problems that they were facing this year. Security was a lot more lax, letting people stand in the middle of hallways and take pictures in the middle of hallways, unlike the years before, where you either had to move to the side or security would come and ask you to clear the area, clear the path. This year, there were even people that stood in front of the main doors going from that hallway I told you about to the Eclipse area, blocking it from in and out. And there was a security guy like 2 feet away that wasn't doing anything about it, which was sad. So, again, all the miscommunication with the volunteers and the stage crew and whatnot, telling us so many different stories that it got really stressful. It was a pain. And I'm really glad again that Aletha was able to come clarify everything, get things back in order, and basically rectify the situation. So like I said, not harping on her at all. She was amazing. She's always amazing. I look forward to her contests every year. So, and I hope she sticks with it, and that it keeps being as amazing and even more amazing the next year. So, but overall, the convention as a whole, despite having fun, it was kind of a letdown. The most of what was inside was the line to the dealer's room, or people again lining the hallways. I saw more people outside than I did in, which is saying something. It's to the point now where that's exactly what it seems. People pay money to hang out outside. They might as well save their money, hang out outside, and still be with everybody they wanted to see. You only have to pay to go inside, but that's, yeah. It was kind of hard to get around when you were inside, but overall, when I did get around, especially again in the robot, I got a lot of attention. There were a lot of people that were really amazed with what I did. If you saw me about on Monday of last week, I was on Channel 4. It was a sudden hello. Would you like to come be on the news to spot for Banzai? That was a sudden but fun moment. I also got interviewed by the Standard Examiner. I'll post a link to that article below. Channel 13, Big Buddha, he came by. I not only took several shots of me, but while my brother was holding up my arm so I could fix one of the straps, Buddha interviewed him. And then once I got back together, he interviewed me. I still have yet to find those clips, but holy cow, was it fun. So, just so much fun being in the robot, seeing people so excited to see it. I want to retire the robot because it was a pain in the butt, but at the same time, I want to keep going with it. I even had one person outside as I was coming in ask me, "Why don't we have you in Atlanta?" Which made me laugh because I want to bring it to Dragon Con, and we had a good fun conversation about that and money. But seriously, if I continue with the robot, I'll be making a bunch of adjustments. I was originally going to be on stilts for it, and I noticed that my robot sits quite high on me, and I need to have it sit a lot lower if I'm going to be in the stilts. But yeah, it was so much fun being in that thing, even though it killed me. Oh, but yeah, it was a ton of fun overall. And now that I'm back, I'll be working on a whole bunch of new stuff. I got some totally not Mass Effect stuff on the way next. In particular, those of you that watch my YouTube video here to the end, I'll give you the secret. There's a bunch of Mutant Ninja Turtles coming in. Weapons and things, and even if you saw my clay post a while back on my Facebook page, that's going to turn into a Super Shredder helmet, which is going to be really exciting. First major attempt to actually try to sculpt something out of clay. I got the clean clay alternative, the Van Aken KC2 stuff. I just need to get a head bust for it. But all in all, yeah, I'm excited. I've got a few other things in the works. I will be making a couple more Mass Effect suits. I'm still taking commissions on those. But yeah, it's going to be a fun next couple of months. So keep involved, keep sending in those awesome comments. Subscribe, like here, Facebook page, like over there. You'll see all the progress shots. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, and I hope to keep doing this. So we'll see you guys.